This is Star Wars The Clone Wars pre-Vizsla, part of Wave 2 from the 2011 3 3/4 inch Clone Wars line from Hasbro. My opinion on this guy is he is sick. I love this figure. He's definitely one of my favorite Clone Wars figures. He's got a great sculpt, and they don't sacrifice articulation for it, and that's really rare in a Clone Wars figure. I really like this. I really like this figure. The character, I really like him too, and I'm very happy with the figure that they gave him. I realize that I've been saying I love all these figures that I've been reviewing so far, and I'm not an overly positive reviewer. I hate reviewers who just say everything's awesome, and on a scale of one to awesome, this is like a 55 million awesome. I hate that. I just happen to be reviewing all of my favorite ones first, but trust me, I definitely do not like every single figure that comes out. I'm actually pretty picky and pretty discerning taste when it comes to figures. Anyway, onto the figure in a second. Let's take a look at his packaging. I like this Clone Wars packaging. I'm a fan of simple packaging. I don't like packaging that's got neon colors on it, and I just don't like too much. And I like this packaging. It's very simple. Here he is on the back, and a small bio about this is the season 2 story arc that he's in that they talk about. He just made an appearance in the very latest season of season 4, the very latest episode of season 4, and I really liked it. I actually recorded a review of him a couple days ago, and then I went and watched that new episode, and I decided to keep that one down so I could just talk about the new one because it was so good. Anyway, onto the figure. The overall look of this guy is he looks just like he does in season 2. He looks exactly like it. He only has a few different things about him in this most recent season 4 episode. In this most recent episode, well, they kind of start out as this. He's the leader of this, I guess, warrior clan of Mandalorians who are not happy with the way things are going on their planet. They're remaining neutral in the Clone Wars, and these guys, they really want to get things back to, they want to get Mandalore back to being a warlike state, because they're really proud of their heritage in that regard. So in season 2 they end up siding with Count Dooku, and then there's some betrayal, and in season 4 they end up as these outcasts on this ice, on this snow planet, I guess, and he hates Dooku now. And I mean, they're just out of control on this planet. Anyway, so onto the figure. Like I said, he's very accurate. Everything about him. He's got his Death Watch symbol everywhere. He's got it on his cape. He's got it on his helmet. He's even got that reverse Superman hair flip in the front. I really like the way the Clone Wars animation style translates into figures. I mean, he's got a real chiseled face. It's real blocky. It's real cool. I really like this figure. Anyway, let's look at the accessories he comes with. He comes with the stand, of course, and this is a galactic battle game figure. So it comes with a dice and this card that has stats about him: force ability, battle skills, blah blah blah. And this will fit into the stand just like that. And then you can put your figure on it while you're playing the game. I think it's like a Dungeons and Dragons type game where you make dice rolls and then you play, make moves according to that. Anyway, so it comes with this helmet. It's a really nice helmet. It's got the Death Watch logo on it. It's that classic Mandalorian armor, so it looks like Boba Fett and Jango Fett. And this goes onto his head, and it fits on there really nice. And it's not too fat like some Clone Wars helmets are. Like that earlier Captain Rex, when you put his helmet on, it looks really fat, but his fits nicely. He's got your trademark Mandalorian jetpack. It does come off pretty easily. It fits on better than most, but Clone Wars is not known for having secure backpacks. He comes with his half cape or tunic. I don't know if there's a proper word for it. It's not a Musetta. I can't think of it, but it's just a half cape that goes over his arm. he's got his two sidearms, and these fit into his holsters on the side, and they fit in there really well, almost too well. It's really hard for me to get them in there the first time, but they're really snug. They're not going to fall out. They're made of a really hard plastic. It's not a cheapo plastic. And then of course he has his dark saber. This is it is a lightsaber. I know it's weird looking, but apparently it's an ancient Jedi lightsaber, and Vizsla's ancestors, his warrior ancestors, stole it from the Jedi Temple, and now he has it. So the cool thing about it is, I think it's supposed to be like the opposite of light, so it's a dark saber. It's the absence of light, I suppose. And the handle, the hilt on it is really cool. Look at that. Really unique. I've never seen another lightsaber like that. It makes a really cool sound. It makes a different sound than your average lightsaber. Instead of that hum, it's like a high-pitched... It's cool. I like it. He ends up throwing down with Obi-Wan in episode in season 2, and he doesn't lose, but he doesn't win either. Okay, so the mold in this guy is fantastic. It's got so much detail on it. It's dark. It's a black color, and then it has like a charcoal gray highlights throughout, and then it's got that nice blue. And you can see all the detail in the armor, like where the different armor plates line up. That part of the sculpt is really nice. And then his arms, it's like a cloth. I think it's like an under. It's not really like a shirt, but it's some type of garment you would wear underneath armor, I suppose. It's really nice. I really like his legs. They look really cool. I really like that, skinny leg with a fat bottom type look that Clone Wars is known for. I think it looks really well on toys. It looks really good on toys, sorry. Just the sculpt, it's an amazing sculpt. I really like his shoes too, his boots. Let's take a look at his head. His head is probably my favorite part about the sculpt. It's got a real chiseled face. Nice cheekbones. Oh God. Oh. Sorry. Really nice. And then he's got that reverse Superman look in his hair. Really cool. Fun fact: he's voiced by Jon Favreau. I don't know if you're a film fan or not, but Jon Favreau is he wrote Swingers and Made. He's an actor. And he directed the Iron Man movies and Zathura, a whole bunch of movies. He's an Elf. He's a really good director. Anyway. Excuse me. Let's take a look at his paint application. His paint application is really nice. It's like it's a satiny finish. It's not matte and it's not gloss. And the black coloring is really nice. It's really deep. And like I said, he's got charcoal highlights throughout his armor. I don't know if you can see it very well on here, but he does. He's got really nice details when it comes to. It's kind of hard to see, but he's got some type of etching or design on his arm right there in red. And then he also has this logo on his left shoulder. That's not the Death Watch symbol, I don't think, but I'm sure it's something, personal to Mandalore or just him as general. He's got a nice blue highlighting on his shoulder pads and armor in the front bit here, and really cool blue trimming through his legs and his boots. Oh, I forgot to show you his jetpack. He comes with a jet. Oh no, I didn't. I showed it to you. Anyway, the painting on that is really cool. I mean, like, it has a little bit of weathering on it, not much, but I mean, this is because this is before he's on the outskirts. I think they pride themselves in keeping their armor real nice and clean. And his helmet. Here's his helmet. It's that same dark color with charcoal trimming around the visor, and then the inside, you know, the big T. It's an even deeper black. It almost looks like glass. All right. So far as articulation goes, he is fully loaded. He has got great articulation for a Clone Wars figure. I say for a Clone Wars figure because mostly Star Wars toys, their articulation is lacking. I think that's because almost every figure needs to have its own mold, so they try to save money with the articulation. But that's not a good enough reason for me. I mean, they make so much money that they should. I expect articulation. You know, these things are so expensive. They're like $9 now. Anyway, so he's got a ball jointed head. So it swivels 360 and it looks up and down. He looks up and down, very nice. Ball hinge shoulders, 360 in and out. Ball hinge elbow, 360 and it bends. He's got ball hinge hands, which is very nice. So they turn 360 and they got a little bit of bending capability like that. It's got a ball hinge waist, 360, and it goes. You can see, look at that, great range of motion. Ball hinge hips, so 360. They go in. They go out, let me show you this, like they go out like that, so we can do the splits, and then they go forward, but they kind of bow leg out just a little bit. Got ball hinge knees, so 360, and they bend, and then he's got ball hinge feet, so they turn 360 and they bend like that, which is nice. So yeah, he's better than most, especially with such a nice sculpt. He is better than most when it comes to articulation for a Clone Wars or any Star Wars figure. Alright, so let's take a look at how big he is. Here he is next to Obi-Wan, whom he fights at the end of the season 2 episode he's in. He's about the same height. And here he is next to the gold variant Odin from the Thor line. He's about the same size as a Marvel Universe figure. So, Clone Wars toys are pretty small. Alright, so should you get this figure? I am going to give you a big yes on that one. I really like this guy, and he's really cool. Fans were clamoring for him when he came out just because he's such a cool character, just by himself. But just because of how nice his mold is and how great the articulation is, fans were just going nuts for him. I was lucky enough to find him at a Walmart, but it wasn't right when he came out. It was a little while after, and he's just being sent to stores in replenishment now, so the chances of him being on the shelves are pretty slim, and then the chances of you finding him in those few times when he's on the shelf are even slimmer. So I would recommend getting him online. He's not too much more expensive than most Clone Wars figures online. I mean, I think I've seen him for $10, so it's only a couple dollars more than in the stores, but I think that's your best bet. I have seen him in comic shops. If you go on the hunt a lot, expect to find him there other than a Walmart or Target. I think it's very unlikely you will find him at a Walmart or a Target unless you go on the hunt every day. But I've seen him at several comic shops. So yeah, I would definitely get this guy. If you're a Clone Wars fan, go out of your way to get this guy. He's really nice. He's in my top 5 Clone Wars figures, along with Embo, who I just reviewed. Anyway, upcoming reviews. I'll be doing my Revoltech Starscream next. And if you guys could tell me what figures you want reviewed, I just might have it. So I really want this to be a viewer-driven channel. So let me know what you want reviewed, and I'll try and get around to it. Alright, until next time, keep collecting.